What's going on, everybody? It's Blighters. We're back on the Dragonflight beta. Today we're doing the Neltharus dungeon. This dungeon's pretty short, but I like short and sweet dungeons with like a lot of variety in how you can do the pulls. So these wardens, they do a frontal shield, not really a shield bash, but they do a cone. So you want to face them away from the group. I don't know if we'll see it here because they're going to die pretty quick. Looking like Frosty K, Boomkin, and Fury Warrior in the group. I'm gonna pull these into this room. We're gonna do a pretty big pull right here. This is an incarn pull, definitely an incarn pull. Nerf boomies, am I right? Jesus Christ. 114k on that pull. It's going to keep moving up. After this one, we have the first boss of the instance. So Molten Core gives them a buff, I believe. Yeah, you can see. Oh, they killed him before I could find it. Alright, so first boss of the instance. This guy does a frontal cone targeted at a random person, so you just move out of it. He does molten lobs, so he'll throw fire on the ground that'll leave patches behind. And then he also will do a charge, and then from the position that he stops charging, he'll throw a wave of lava back. The wave is very small, so it's very easy to dodge. The way I feel like you probably want to do this is you want to bait charge at a wall, so the DPS, like the melee, doesn't have to run across the room to keep attacking him. But we'll see how that actually plays on live. Alright, so then after that guy, you run down this way. Now you can either go to either one of these bosses first. I usually go to the elephant first, but you can go to either one. You'll just have to jump down on both sides to continue the rest of the dungeon, and then the last boss is through like this magma thing, which won't open until you've killed the other two bosses. So we come over here. This one has a bunch of the birds. The birds do a cast. They just target a random person, this Ember Reach. Probably get as many kicks off as possible. I'll come through. I'm going to pull these other three as well. I didn't even realize that one of our DPS actually left. Well, I was wondering why the birds weren't coming to me. It's because there's trees on top of them. The treants are tanking them. So the spears just kind of move away from them. You don't have to pull any of that trash. You might have to pull it on like keys, obviously for count. But right now we don't have to. We're going to pull those, run through here, pull these, and then pull this pack. Oh, they did pull something back here. So this guy does an AoE, you just get out of it. Try to grab aggro and everything. I'm gonna roar here. Maybe alleviate the healer for even a second is good. So right there, the roar, you can stun it. Well, not stun it, you can interrupt it because it's a cast. But you cannot stun. Well, at least you can't in-cap roar it, right? So when he does the AoE around him, in-cap roar does not stop the cast. Which leads me to believe you cannot stun that mob. So we'll Come in here for the second boss of the instance. This one has a pretty cool mechanic with a chain. So he's gonna chain somebody to the ground, and then you pull the boss through it. Hello? You pull the boss through it, and it stuns the boss. This guy is still alive. Good thing Moonfire hits like a truck. So we'll pull this guy and we'll see. So he does a frontal, so you face him away from the group. As the tank, he also just leaps on people. The grounding spear is the one where he pulls the chain out. So the DPS is not pulling him far enough, so that way, okay. The Fury Warrior does not want to pull him far enough, so I can fucking, oh, there we go. See? And then you run him into the chain, and then he gets stunned. These DPS are not making it easy for me to stun him in the direction that they're standing, so there's that. Alright, Fury Warrior stunned him there. There's Magma Wave that way. I'm going to move him over here to get him stunned over here. He did not stun that. Dragon Strike stunned. Magma Wave that way. Blade Lock is the tank hit. And he's going to do a bunch of fire on the ground. There you go. DPS made it kind of difficult for me to show you the stun, just because of the way that they're positioned. Not sure if they actually knew that that's how you deal with that mechanic, but it's okay. It's beta, so you kind of just take what you get. It's also Pug Life, you know. Pug Life is very hit or miss most of the time. Okay. We got a bunch of Phoenix. Swear boomies, man. They just want a pad. So, okay. Now we come down here. Now, if you have a rogue, you can actually just skip all of this trash. There's a door you can unlock. Or I guess if you can just unlock doors, right? If you're like a mechanome or have like the lockpicks or whatnot from jewel crafters, you can just pick a door, like pick a lock on a door, and then you don't have to go and do all this. It's in the other room though, so you'll skip all of this trash. So what you do is you'll pull the boss and you run back to the room, open the door, and you'll come out right here is where you'll come in, and then you'll just run up the stairs, so you can skip this entire room of trash. Might be a thing that you do. But again, you need somebody who can pick a lock. So rogue, mechanome, who else can do it? Jewel crafter. Well, if you have the locks from jewel, like the lock picks from jewel crafters. I think blacksmiths make keys as well. I don't know with the new profession update if they do, but could be something to look out for. I just realized we are still 3-manning this dungeon. 4-manning this dungeon. So we run up the stairs, and then we do this boss up here. I'm going to roar. Standing in, so Scorch Breath is a frontal. Don't stand in it like I did. I'm going to run this way. Still have Incarn going for like 8 seconds, so I'll try to pull a little big and get some use out of it. Spread out with these. That is this commander is doing the mechanics the trash mobs beforehand aren't. Right? So he does a bunch of AoE stuff. Just move out of the circles. Pretty basic things. And then he does this. Spread out for that. I guess I don't really care. Did not know I was leader of the group and didn't put his backing queue for another DPS. Not like we actually need one, because like the Boomy is doing like quadruple everybody's damage because Boomkins, but so then we'll go. I'm assuming on like hierarchies you're probably going to want to clear this whole room. You don't necessarily have to on like these lower keys. Oh, this is lower like dungeon. Having trouble grabbing aggro on everything over here. Alright, so we're gonna pull this and this. Let's get out of the frontals. So if you're careful, you don't have to pull like these ads, but I'm going to pull them just because I don't know if this group is going to be careful. So you just try to face all of these away from the group, but sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. So then we go into this boss. This boss does like a bunch of different things. So he's gonna smash on the anvil, right? That does some AoE damage. So you just gotta kind of heal through that. Then the Aegis, he picks a person, right? Throws, does like a cross around them of stuff not to stand in. Heated swings is the tank thing, where he's gonna hit you twice, knock you back, and then jump at you. Then he's going to do this firestorm where there's a bunch of fire that you got to dodge out of. And he's also now going to smash on the forge again. Pretty easy stuff. Pretty easy stuff. Now we go face the last boss. So we're going to come back around. We're going to pull this pack of mobs so that way we can jump down. We don't have to run back through the dungeon again. These two do, every time they do a melee attack, they leave a puddle of fire on the ground. So you see the fire. So every time they melee attack the tank, they're going to leave a puddle on the ground. So you just kind of have to kite them around. Then we come down here. We jump down here. So if you stand on this open part, you're going to take damage. So it's probably best not to do that. I think you can, yeah, you can roar the pushback. Right, it's because this does fire damage to you. So now we're going to pull, we have 2 more trash packs. I'm just going to pull both of them with my incarn. So you want to interrupt these guys because they're not going to get pulled in until you interrupt them. Roar, stop that. Stop that right now. That guy's dead, okay. And then we have the last boss. This boss is kind of interesting. So he's going to do like a frontal, he's going to do a cone attack that people have to move out of. He's just going to pick a random person. It's going to explode like a huge cone. And then he's also going to throw, so this is the huge cone. You move out of that. And then molten gold is just an attack. this one right here, Branding Ember. So he's gonna drop one of these elementals, and it's gonna fixate on somebody. If you roar, it stops the fixate, and then he just comes and attacks you as the tank. So you can save your. Now I don't know why. No, you can't damage. Yeah, you can damage through that for some reason. Don't know how, but thanks for running with me today, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully. You guys have a good day.